Echo 8, November, Juliet.
Kilo Echo 8, November.
Kilo Echo 8, November.
Juliet.
November, Juliet, is that a roger?
Yeah, you got it, yeah.
November, Juliet, is that a roger?
Okay, November, Juliet. Gosh, why don't you give me about 10 seconds and tell me about or 15 seconds and tell me about your antenna system, and let me look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
And let me look around and see if I can find a better path for us, Roger.
Yeah, I'm a kind of a new ham. New FT710, and the antenna is up in my attic. It is a 40-meter off-center fed dipole, and strung in about 20 different angles up there, and it works okay, I think. Over.
Roger. Well, gosh, just so long as it doesn't get confused with too many right angles. The problem with multiple right angles is that you bust up the radiated waveform. If you ever seen a diagram of a 40-meter dipole antenna, the way it radiates, you'll see that if you were to start making turns in that dipole, it's going to start radiating in a lot of different ways, and thereby kind of reducing its effectiveness. The thing that makes a dipole effective is that it's usually strung out so that you can get a total waveform radiation from each side of the dipole, Roger?
Radiation from each side of the dipole, Roger?
Yeah, mine is sort of messed up because it's up in the attic and I've only got a little bit of room. It's kind of an inverted V with a few kinks and bends in it.
Yes, sir. Okay, so let's review a couple of things here. What's the name there?
Let's review a couple of things here. What's the name there?
Yeah, my name is Greg, and I'm in Pittsboro, North Carolina.
Greg in North Carolina, and you're running that FT710, is that a roger?
Greg in North Carolina, and you're running that FT710, is that a roger?
Yeah, it's the FT710. I just got it about 2-3 weeks ago. Over.
Yes, sir. Well, gosh, if you would know, it would be good to have that radio in the wide transmit bandwidth, TBW, of 100 to 2900. That's what we suggest. So if you're not familiar with it, look it up in your book. If you are familiar with it, go ahead and dial it up wide, 100 to 2900, Roger.
Dial it up wide, 100 to 2900, Roger.
I think I'm at 200 to 2700 right now, but I'll look it up, and I don't know how to adjust it right now, but I'll go ahead and make that change. Over.
Roger, yeah, gosh, did you say 2400 your top end is right now?
2400 your top end is right now?
No, 2700. I think I'm 200. 2700, but I'll have to check that out and make the change.
Roger there, Greg. Yeah, you want to be in that 100 to 2900 because the higher up you get frequency-wise, the more capable that transmitter is of reaching some of those, more often those high-frequency portions of the audio band, which is where most of the enunciation and articulation is. So when you start rolling those off from and not running on 2900, then you're losing some of that top end, which is very critical as far as articulation, understanding the words that you're saying. And also, the 100 to 2900 gives you just a slice of daylight before you're into somebody else's conversation. So that's why we recommend 100 to 2900, Roger.
So that's why we recommend 100 to 2900, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. I'll go ahead and give that a go. I think the default radio at all. I think the default is 200 to 2700. However, I do know this radio has an equalizer where you can adjust the gain on 3 different bands in the audio range. Over.
Yes, sir. But if you're in those lesser transmit bandwidth positions, you start discriminating against those high frequencies that your equalizer is trying to put in there. That filter is cutting off at 20, whatever you have, 27, 28, as opposed to letting it go to 29. So I would suggest that you run that radio 100 to 2900. Look in your book and see how to do that. And then once past that, we come to your compressor processor, and we suggest to run that at about a 3 on your compressor processor, a 3 out of 10, 30 out of 100, just a third of the compressor processor capabilities. Roger?
A third of the compressor processor capabilities. Roger?
Yeah, I understand that, and I'm still learning this radio. Got a lot of bells and whistles on it, so I'll have to play with it a little bit. I do appreciate very much the suggestion. Over.
Yes, sir. Well, you could take some notes there. We've talked about that TVW, transmit bandwidth, being 100 to 2900, so that's your first note. Second note is the compressor processor being on and at a 3 out of 10 or 30 out of 100, just a third of the processor compressor possibilities, and then move to your ALC and with mic gain in hand, and as you say the magic word audio, adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is running 2/3 or 7, whichever comes first. And so 2/3 would be just to the right of mid-scale on your ALC meter. And so you would just adjust your mic gain as you say the magic word audio. Don't stress it. Just say it as you would say any other word in a QSO, and adjust your mic gain until your ALC meter is running 2/3 or 7. Or Roger?
Meter is running 2/3 or 7. Roger?
Roger, I got that, Nevin. I understand what you're saying. I just don't know how to do it yet. So when I look in the book and start playing with this thing a little bit more, I'm going to keep your advice in mind. Over.
Yes, sir. Well, that was the idea behind just taking notes for today, and then you'll have something to work for after you learn a little bit more about your radio. And congratulations, Bud. Good to have you on the air, Roger.
Congratulations, Bud. Good to have you on the air, Roger.
Well, very nice talking to you, too, and I've got to run right now, so I'm going to say goodbye, 73, and I do appreciate the advice. I took some notes. We'll see how it goes. This is KE8NNJ 73.
Roger, Greg, and if you would like to hear your radio, we, of course, have been recording since 3:30 or so, and we'll do so till 5. And if you want to hear your radio, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, that's KC9VKV, followed by the word logbook, So the whole thing is KC9VKV and then the word logbook on a YouTube search will take you to this recording. This will be cut number 1 in a series of 3200, and I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. Roger?
And I'll have it uploaded to YouTube by noon tomorrow. Roger?
Roger. I wrote that down, and I might want to listen to myself. Thank you very much. KE8NNJ, I'll be clear.
Roger, Roger, Greg, 73, sir. Thanks for dropping by, and hopefully maybe next Friday you'll be able to do the same after you've cranked in some of the magic numbers. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.